Welcome to Delegate to Elevate, Get Shit Done. I'm your host, Bonnie Schutz. But yes, there are two hosts today. I am joined by my new collaborative partner for the day, Chris Flowers of the podcast, Here's the Deal. Today's episode... Yeah, thank you. Today's episode is a little different because I'm joined by someone whose journey parallels mine in so many ways. Chris Flowers spent more than 30 years in commercial banking, helping business owners secure financing by telling the stories behind their numbers. I spent 27 years in corporate America as an executive assistant, helping executives lead and grow and look good, grow their businesses from behind the scenes. We both built careers supporting others' success, then made the leap into entrepreneurship in our golden years from behind the scenes. Today, Chris is the founder of HTD Media Group, home of Here's the Deal podcast, HTD Video Marketing, and HTD Productions, where he helps entrepreneurs find their voice, share their stories, and build their brands through podcasting, video, and authentic storytelling. Chris, welcome to the show and your show.
All right.
Awesome.
What an outstanding
opening. You got two Gen
opening.
Xers in the house.
I said, what an outstanding opening. Love that. Thank you so much. Let me read a little bit of your bio here. So for the Here's the Deal audience, okay, I am the host. Here's Chris Flowers of Here's the Deal. And Bonnie is with us today. And Bonnie Schutz is the CEO and founder of Tandem Resource Solutions, host of Delegate to Elevate, Get Shit Done podcast, and the co-founder of Preferred Services Pros. After spending 27 years in executive assistant supporting C-suite leaders, Bonnie made the leap from behind-the-scenes operator to entrepreneur. Today, she helps business owners grow through smarter delegation, administrative and light operation support, leadership development, and building trust and business connections. Her mission is simple: help entrepreneurs stop doing all so they can lead, grow, and get back to work only they can do. Bonnie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. You can tell when we're reading and when we're not.
Exactly.
That's okay. We get there. We need some notes now and then.
That's right. Well, it's after 27 and 30 years of doing something, hey, there's going to be some. It's just like if you were to look at probably your and I resume right now, everybody's like name the last three. Like we've had how many jobs? Like
too many.
Yeah, exactly. So
don't get me started. Yeah.
Yeah, my resume is not going to fit on one page. I got news for you.
No, it does not.
That's why.
Well, I thought today we'd do a little rapid fire. Back and forth question.
Absolutely.
And opportunity, and just let the conversation roll.
You know it.
Do you want to start it off and put me in the hot seat?
I say it's ladies' choice. I say you go for it.
You're nice. I want you to ask me that first question you have planned.
All right, let's do it.
Because I love talking about that.
And I said the corporate dropout thing. I was like, that is so cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah,
I could totally relate to that. Okay, so you call yourself the corporate dropout. What is the exact moment when you knew you were done being somebody's right arm and you wanted to grow your own?
Well, it wasn't something like profound or like soul deepened thing. It was literally kind of a little bit of corporate politics and a little bit of somebody being stupid that ticked me off. And it was kind of like this perfect storm. Like when she ticked me off and reported me to HR. Yes, I'm a very nice person. I get along with everybody, but she didn't like me for some reason. I don't know why. Reported me to HR. Never in my then 25-ish years of working in corporate had I ever had anyone do this to me. And so I just, it was on a Friday afternoon. I said, I said, I'm not signing anything. I'm going to come back with a fresh head on Monday. Went back home. My husband said, quit. And I said, okay, we're going to take this side hustle that I have, which was a recruiting business, is how Tandem started for admins with W-2 positions. And we had done that sneakily on the side. I was working my full-time job in the little conference rooms, whatever. That was me and my bestie at that last job. I was just going to take this thing 100%. And I had been hearing that all the time anyway from my network and people that were successful in the entrepreneurial space, that to make it work, you had to give it 100%. And I wasn't, and it wasn't working.
Same. I did the
and
same
so
thing.
her shit just pushed me into doing my shit. And so that's kind of how it went.
I don't understand what kind of, if anybody's known Bonnie for like 5 minutes, you got to have your ass must be so tight. You could put a lump of coal up there and make a diamond in about 3 days.
God bless you, my friend.
you got to be a special kind of somebody to want to report Bonnie to HR. Like, take a breath, get a life, and get over yourself.
Thank
for
you.
Real.
That's a whole different Oprah. We could do a whole podcast on
Jesus, yeah. That's a whole Gen X first corporate America.
Yeah.
Whole
Ooh, our
suck
next
it
endeavor.
up. Suck it up, snowflake.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh,
there are no safe.
yes.
It's called life. There is no fucking safe space.
You're great. This is gonna be fun. My turn. Woohoo.
Hey, your turn.
So you've spent the equal amount of decades uncovering the story behind businesses, first in banking and now through podcasting and video production, etc. What's the biggest difference between the story entrepreneurs think people care about and the story that actually earns trust?
Okay. I think we kind of already delved into that just by us having conversations like this. Okay. People always think, well, I have to be super polished. They want to know what I do and how I do it, my methods, and that. I say there's a million people that do what we do, whether it's in banking or being an executive or whatever, CPAs, attorneys, whatever it is, right? I want to know who I'm doing business with. I know what you do. I can read a website. I can read a LinkedIn page. I mean, you know what I mean? As far as that goes, I see what you do. Why do I want to do business with Bonnie? And I need to know Bonnie to want to do business with Bonnie. So I need to know what's behind that. Because if you're some stuffed corporate shirt, like your friend there who reported you to HR, it's like, I don't want. Do you want to do business with some asshole, or do you want to do business with somebody that's going to actually treat the clients right, treat the employees right, things like that? That's what I want to know. Who you are as a person, and do you represent what my values and my beliefs are? And things. We don't got to get along on every little thing, things like that. Who you vote for, whatever. That depends too. Because if you're way out there in left field, I'm like, I think I'll go support the guy on the right over here. But anyway, so that's the one thing I think. I just want to know who you are. It's all about know, like, and trust, right? I want to do. If I'm going to spend my money somewhere, I want to spend it with somebody that, hey, you know what? I believe in what they're doing, things like that. So I think when people are disseminating their message, it's like, tell them, hey, you know what? I'm just me. I'm just this gal or this guy, and here's why I'm doing things like that. If you can, if you're with that, then come do business with us. Okay.
Why did my head just go to the Barbie movie? I'm just Ken.
I've never seen the Barbie movie, so I really don't know.
Everybody out there will know. Not everybody. A lot of people. Girls, am I right? I'm just Ken. He sings this lovely song.
If you catch me dead watching the Barbie movie, then I'd have to be.
Unless you have daughters.
I have a daughter, and I still ain't watching it. My wife went with my daughter. I'm not going to that crap. Cute. Not that I'm, I've done the whole Tea Party thing and brushed her hair. I've been there, done all that,
Love it.
But as far as and I watched every animated movie you can possibly think of over the years, and I actually love like Toy Story and Cars and all that. I like watching them myself, and I love the Minions. The Minions are my favorite.
Sorry, my ADHD brain, bing, ping, ping already.
Sorry,
bring me back.
Let's rein it back in.
Do that. Shoot another at me. What do you think?
All right. So 27 years as a person who made C-suite executives look good behind the scenes. What did all those years of watching bosses close up teach you about how not to run your?
Everything. I can only speak from the lens of an EA, right? The right-hand man, the Bonnie on the spot that I was, and those kind of things. Well, now that I look back at it, and I'm a different person now. I look back at it and I can actually identify what that was. So how not to run a company did not roll into my business because I did exactly the opposite. I learned from what not to do. And so a lot of it was control, a puffing feathers syndrome. I'm thinking the peacocking.
Oh yeah.
And the biggest one is probably trust. I think it's like that saying, trust but verify. I say it a lot on my podcast. If you've done your due diligence and you hired this person to be your right hand and be by your side, making you look good, covering you up from the shit that you're doing, that kind of thing, then trust them, give them a little leash, a little rope. If I had been let into inboxes and been able to sort and organize their days for them, then that would have made a huge difference in their lives. And so that kind of thing, the inbox and actually speaking for them, being in the meetings and being their right arm, that I need to see the vision of what they're doing. And so now in my company, I wanted to create it to be the company that I would have wanted to work for all those years ago. So I feel like I'm almost there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not 100% there. And I've been doing it for like 10 years. But I know what I want and I'm trying to get there, we'll say.
Yeah, but don't you think, like Steve Jobs says, like, I hired smart people so I don't have to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
They know, and that's the thing, is if you share the vision, okay, and if you're sharing what it is you're doing and you get that buy-in from your employees or even your clients, if they're buying in, you know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
Again, they're going to want to work for you. They're going to want to promote the company. They could be in the middle of the grocery store and, hey, you need help with that. Like, hey, that's what we do.
Exactly.
But because that's a thing, but that's a company that you have to create, because corporate America is not going to create that environment. They're going to be worried about the numbers and statistics and this and that. And, but it's like, but when you have that culture, when you create that culture of like, hey, this is what we're about. Yeah. Whether you're the janitor or whether you're the CEO, it's like it makes not only does it make a difference to the. Of course, it makes a difference to the employees, but it makes a difference to the clients too, because they can feel it.
Yes, the cohesiveness. And that's funny. You see, I have a client that I actually support as a fractional EA still, because that was still who I am at my core. And every time he adds me to an email to help schedule something with somebody, he says, I've included my amazing EA on this email so she can get us all set up. And I was like, where the hell were you during my corporate career? None of my bosses ever put me out there to their colleagues like that. Like,
see, I do that with, for my client. I wanted to, hey, here's, because they're a part of the team. It's like, it's all a part of what you're building. And the more they feel like they're a part of it, the more ownership they're going to, like I said, they're in here, like they're going to want to do a good job. If they're showing up for a paycheck, it's going to show.
That's a whole nother thing.
Going to show. Yeah, and then the turnover is just going to be ridiculous. And what's the most
That's trust yourself in what you want, right? When you're hiring somebody, when you're bringing on a contractor, whatever the case may be, ask questions. Do you like to do it this way? This is how I do it. Just ask those questions and drill it down to find your right person. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to delegating, I know we're going a little off topic. We're not going off topic, but what we're saying, when it comes to delegating, okay, here's the mission. Okay, here is the mission. Here's what we're doing. If you get there a certain way, different from my way, as long as it's not illegal or completely off the wall,
making me look bad,
right, like you're sitting there. I was gonna
who knows
spout out a bunch.
Who knows what you're doing
stuff.
Sitting there?
Yeah, but as long as it's within the boundaries of, hey, here's how we operate, here's how we do things, here's what we're trying to accomplish. However you get there, great. As long as it's, like I said, we're not going to jail.
The end goal.
You're not doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't have to be there and micromanage you. No. I hired you for a reason, because you're good at what you do. Go do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want to.
Exactly. And get that shit off my plate. No, make me look good.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a book, The Next Generation Leader by Andy Stanley. And that was the one thing he said. And I think business owners got to live under this law. Okay. It's like, there are people out there that love to do what you hate. Pay them to do it.
Amen.
Period.
Yes, there really is. And I didn't, I guess I didn't know about that kind of stuff when I was in corporate, until I went and did this on my own. Because
it was all multitasking, and you got to be able to multitask.
How much can I
do all these different bullshit things. And it's like, no, it's not. I hate doing this job, and it's going to suck all the energy out of me doing this shit. I don't want to do it. And the minute I can delegate that off to someone who actually likes doing that kind of crap, that's going to lighten my load. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to have better energy. I'm going to be like, hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Lean into it.
Yeah.
And that's what I wish, though, drawing it back to what helped me get out, and what people I worked for and their control and their trust issues, just lean into it a little bit. Cause I think we could have gotten there sooner than me having to work for you for 5 years before you trusted me and my skill set or whatever. So what you do obviously is take people to the next level. So they're ready to think of better ways to grow their business in marketing and podcasting. As I know myself, how much it's really established me as a brand. So you help people launch podcasts, but a podcast is still another responsibility for a business owner. I relate to that. At what point does someone stop treating their show like a hobby and start building systems around it and strategy?
Well, what I do, I think what you and I kind of did, we kind of did it out of necessity. It kind of just happened to be that way. Like, I've always wanted to, like, all my years in banking, right? Like, I'd be sitting across the desk from you and I say, hey, Bonnie, here's the deal. Here's how this loan's going to go down, or whatever. And here's what we have to do to get to where you want to go. Or, and whether it was they got themselves in trouble and did some things, or they were in a big hurry, so it's, or what. And I was like, okay, let's plan this out. Let's sit down and get a strategy. So I'm sitting there like, and I called it, and especially if somebody wanted to start a business, I call it going Cortez, where they quit the job. I mean, they're burning the ships like day one. They land, they burn the ships. So they quit the job, cash in the 401k, max out the credit cards, and then they come to me for the loan. And I'm like, bro, we're stuck. You talked to me 6 months ago, we could have put a plan in place. Now it's going to be really expensive for me to dig you out of this hole. So I think that's the thing when I first question I'm going to ask somebody when they say they want to start a podcast is why? What are you trying to accomplish? And they're going to say, well, I want to build my brand. I want to promote this. I want to do that. Okay. Okay. Now the next question, which is more important, because I got 3 rules when somebody's going to start a podcast. Mm-hmm. Have a clear, concise message. You have to commit to it. Okay. Yes. It's got to be a total commitment. All right. And then the third is just hit the effing button. That's it. Right? Just go. Just do it. Just go. There's no perfect timing. You're going to F it all up anyway. Just do it. You'll get better as you go.
I look at episode 1 of mine and I'm sitting here laughing at myself.
Exactly. Now
the things I've learned by just doing it.
So that's the question. You got to commit to it. So you got to, I mean, whether it's the scripting, the editing, everything like that. I mean, whether shooting the show consistently every week, or some people are doing it every day. Depends on what you're
what you got going on.
Yeah, so that's gonna. And if you can't do that, like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to do this podcast," and I'm like, but I'm like, "Hey, are you going to do this every single week?" Okay. Do you have these? I mean, you could always hire us to help you with the promotion.
Exactly.
Like, literally, that's what we do. I mean, hey, we do the scripting, we do the editing, we do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But through the production side. But if you don't have that time to commit to it, to at least to the recording part of it, and we got to brainstorm the thing, then let's just shoot you some reels that you can use for marketing.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do this every single week, but you want something that's going to promote your business, I can create you reels through the video marketing side, and you can put that on your social media and your web page and everything else. Okay.
Awesome.
And we can do that in one session, sit down, bang a bunch out, get it done.
Love it.
Right. So again, it's that commitment's got to be paramount. So again, but if you work with Bonnie and you delegate enough of the nonsense, if you're really like I am passionate about helping people pursue what's in here rather than being in corporate America. Like I said, 3 of my friends just got let go from corporate America, like last week.
Been there a million times.
Yeah, and they were there for years, and they were great at what they do. And I did my whole last show on this. Like, hey, is your job really safe? Because you're not an asset to the company. You're very expensive to the company just because you have the experience.
Or like me, I was non-revenue generating. I got told that a few times.
Okay, really? Because the company couldn't run without you. So how do you generate? You don't do revenue. Being you, like I said, the company don't run without you. That's a ridiculous statement. But no, that's the thing. So if you can't commit to this thing, then don't start.
Yeah.
Period.
That's a golden nugget. That's right there.
Sorry,
that's it.
I went a little long-winded on that.
That's okay. We got it.
I got on my soapbox there.
Yeah, it's okay. Is this next one for you something about?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
We were talking about second chance, right? You are all about, you are the second chance woman. So the second act for women, women who got told they were past their prime, which is ridiculous. And they said, hell no. I love that part. So what is I think I just heard the dumbest thing in corporate America. You don't generate revenue.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's the dumbest thing in the corporate world believes about people over 50?
Ooh, okay. So in the consensus of my network, my experience, the biggest thing that we get accused of not being is tech savvy or unable to learn AI.
Oh, yeah.
And because we're just after our prime, I don't know. In my case, I have way more energy in my second act now than I had in my corporate job because I was supporting somebody else. And so I have way more energy now, which is crazy. And I'm way more committed because it's my business.
It's your business. It's your passion. Yeah.
Yeah. And
so
a lot of people, a lot of women, especially those that have pivoted out of corporate, in my circles that I hang out with, we know more tech than than our counterparts that are 23. And I never bash ages, by the way. I'm all about multi-generational workforces. But so that's kind of the biggest one for me. It's not tech savvy or AI savvy or able to learn new tech.
I mean, I know myself, obviously, we use, like I said, we were just talking about Chat and Claude and all these editing tools and all the kind of stuff. So if you would ask me, a few years ago, hey, you're going to run a podcast, you're going to edit this. I'm gonna be like, are you stoned right now? There's no way that's happening, right?
No way.
But when God says, here's what you're going to do, you're going to be like,
exactly. Okay. Yes, sir.
Like, really? Are you serious?
Wow.
Okay.
Really? Me? Ain't that a fact? Oof.
Yeah. Again, can you and I do certain things, right? Well, if we have to dig into it, we can, because we're resourceful, we're intelligent.
And we have that. What is that? I've heard of ROE. We have return on experience.
Okay.
And we have a lot of life experience behind us.
I haven't heard of that one yet.
That's what women in our second act have been now that I align with and network with. We just want to pull up our bootstraps and align with all the experiences we've had. Emotional intelligence. We got a whole hell of a lot more emotional intelligence.
Oh, yeah. But here's the key. Here's the key, right? Can you and I learn different things, do different things? Yes. But is that our genius? Maybe not. Right? What's my genius? Okay, I need to be in front. I need to be client facing. I need to be talking to people.
Same.
I need to be hearing their stories. I need to be asking questions, telling their stories. That's me. Okay, that's what I do better than anybody. Right? Do I need to be in the back doing all the editing? Do I need to be in the back doing the scripting? Can I do it? Of course I can do it. I started this thing day one scratch myself. But does that mean that's what I want to do with every day of my life? Absolutely freaking not.
No.
And that's why I'm like,
that's not why you got into business.
There you
go.
Yourself. Do this. I'm like, delegate that task, delegate that, because you have to delegate to elevate, right?
You do. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
So, I've placed a bunch of admins, right, into W-2 jobs and VAs, which are now RSPs at my company, which is remote support pros, with clients. There's a red flag that I note, that somebody we're going to support is going to be like a complete and utter nightmare. And that is, this is something I just brought this up. This is one of your questions you were going to ask me to see how I flip that. If you start out that way and you're using your emotional intelligence as somebody over 50 that we have on experiencing life, I immediately identify bad communicators and people who take a bad experience and go into a new experience with that bad one front of mind. Those are like the couple of two things that I would say immediately come to mind. Now, I don't know that I would know that if I hadn't had 58 years of experience in life, but that's one of those things that I've tapped into and using my intuition a bit more that I, can, that I've raised children. I've done the things. I've done all the things. It helps.
All the things.
For sure.
Again, bad communicators, red flag, correct?
Yes, definitely.
And then people who just want to hold on to everything. Knuckle grip.
Control freaks.
Yeah. Red flag.
Well, I'm admittedly at times a bit of a control freak, and I've told people this on my show. Like, I'm not perfect.
Nobody is. Guess
Far
what?
from. So
There was
you,
one person that
let's
was
flip it.
perfect. One person that was perfect walked to earth, and his name was Jesus, and we ain't it.
That's
so
right.
therefore-
There you go. That's the one I aspire to be. No, I'm kidding. Call me Jesus. Call me the girl Jesus.
We're supposed to aspire to be like
That's
you.
right.
That's what
You're
we're supposed to
absolutely
do. We're all going to fall short every single day. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we're
all gonna fail.
Like
Yeah.
my pastor says, we strive for excellence, not perfection.
Love
There's
it.
a difference because
There
we're
is
not
a
going to be
difference.
perfect. There was only one
Be as
perfect.
good as we can be, which is excellent in my definition.
And thank God for grace and mercy, unmerited favor. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see. I had another question, so I grabbed one of yours. So I'm just
do
going to
it.
give you another one.
You
So
know.
30 years in commercial banking, again, you've seen businesses succeed and fail. Looking back, what separates the owners who build something sustainable from the owners who stay trapped working in their business, in those weeds that they always talk about, all the things?
Yeah. I really think patience is got to be number one. Patience. Because I've seen them again. The whole Cortez thing, going Cortez. Just okay. I want to do this, right? I'm quitting my job. I'm burning the ships. I'm not looking back, right? That's the bad way to go. Okay. Kind of like you said, kind of like we started this on a side hustle kind of thing. Like, okay, I want to do this, but we got to kind of build this thing up. We got to, I got pushed into it a little bit sooner than I was actually planning to. Like I said, but that's a God thing, so I'm not worried about that. But I think because like I said, everybody just has that microwave mentality. They want everything day one,
Right now,
and especially when it comes to the financing.
Ooh, okay.
Nobody wants to do the paperwork. Nobody wants to plan it. And it's like, and that's where you get into a massive amount of problems because there's these things called MCAs.
Ooh.
Ooh, and they are ugly. And it should be illegal. They're ugly. They're nasty. And but you know what? They'll fund you in an hour. And
So tell the listeners out there what an NCA is.
Okay, MCA is when. Okay, so you have receivables, right? Whether it's your merchant card processing or you have your accounts receivable, people owe you money, things like that. They're going to advance you money on those things, especially on your merchant card processing, which everybody gets sucked into. Like, oh, I can fund you $4,000 in an hour. They're like, great, give it to me. But it's a vampire. Like, it's a mob loan. Period. End of sentence. It's a mob loan, and they own your ass after that because they're going to take money from you on a daily basis. Okay, so you think I'm batching up? I made $1,000 a day. No, you didn't. You made maybe 300 if you're lucky. Because they're going to rip you in half. You know what I'm saying? And you're never getting out of that deal, because now banks won't even buy out MCA loans anymore. Before you could refinance it with an SBA loan or a bank loan. Now banks are like, we ain't touching that crap.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But
Founders beware.
I can be funded in an hour. I don't have to do all the paperwork. I got to do tax returns. I got to do a P&L. That's what you have a fucking CPA for. Okay, that's what your CPA is for. Delegate that shit. Say, hey, here's what I need for the bank. Get it to me. Things like that.
Yes.
So patience is definitely one. And here's the answer you're going to love. You got to be able to delegate. Okay? Period.
Start building those muscles. I call them delegation muscles on a spectrum. Kind of like, you start here with the 10-pound weight. If you want to build to the 100-pound weight, then we can get you there. There's people that'll get you there. But if you resist the weight, you're not going to grow that muscle. Yeah, and I'm not even a worker outer, so look at me.
If you don't go to the gym, you're never going to work that muscle out. So,
exactly.
You got to create the systems that are going to be in place, okay? Because like I said, businesses can't grow if there's not processes and systems that are in place. Because if I have to make, or if you have to make every daily decision, and you have to if everything goes through me, that business is never going to grow. You're going to hit a ceiling and you're done. Okay, and plus your employees are not going to feel empowered to make competent decisions that you hired them to do.
Yeah. You chose them.
Yeah, exactly. And you should have hired the right people for the right reasons. But I think that's the thing. So if you have those systems and those plans in place, our business coach will tell you, because Bonnie and I have the same business coach. If you can't walk away from your business for a couple weeks or a month, you don't have a business, you have a job.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So
And
if
we're
you
done
can
with
walk
the
away
job
from
thing.
your business, if you can walk away from your business for a couple weeks or a month and take a vacation, spend some time with your
Yes.
family, go do some stuff you want to do, and the thing implodes, then you don't have a business. Okay. But if
No.
it runs perfectly fine without you being there on the daily, now you have a business. Now you have something
Love
that's
it.
actually worth buying,
Yeah.
because you need to have an exit
I
strategy.
feel
That's a completely
edified.
different question.
I feel edified. I took a month off in November or October last year. And
Nice.
it was amazing. My business was still here. The podcast has a nice little pipeline of recordings that were ready to go.
Boom.
It's
See, but you
preparation.
had a system in place. You had everything set up where it's like, okay, the machine's gonna run
Yeah.
without me being here. It doesn't have to be Bonnie time all the time.
No. Now, if I can just get out of being that bottleneck when I feel like I have to look at everything everybody does like that's again, a whole nother conversation. But yeah, that's where I admit that I'm not that good at it and I'm trying. I'm learning from all these wonderful guests on the show. So
No, I mean,
I'll get there.
That again, it's a it's just like anything else. When you finally find that you have that right person that you say, okay, yeah, they can handle
easy.
this for me. Then it gets
It's like
easier and
dating.
easier. Right?
Like relationships. It really is. I mean, my business relationships I talk to every day, all day. My husband's at work.
Right? Right?
It is what it is. But yeah. Gosh, let's talk a little bit more about us and what what we do. We mentioned a little bit about AI and creating content. You know, it can create content all day long, but you often say AI can't tell someone's story. Now, this is what I wanted to ask you because, you know, I bet this is your competition these days. Where do you think entrepreneurs, not really good, should lean into AI, and where do you think they absolutely need to stay human in their real, true voice like we're doing right now?
I think, and here's what I always say, AI is a tool, like a hammer is to a carpenter, or like a pan is to a chef. Okay, a knife is, to a chef, right? Use it as a tool. You can use it for research. You can, hey, when you're doing a social media post, let's graft it for Facebook and specifically for TikTok and specifically for LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has a certain algorithm, Facebook has a certain algorithm, TikTok has a certain algorithm. Craft, here's my message. Here's what I'm trying to say. Craft this to where it works for these particular algorithms, things like that. So that's where you can use AI as a tool. Okay, people think AI is going to do their marketing for them. They don't have to get on camera. They don't have to. They can have an avatar. But
yes,
I don't want to do business with an avatar. I want to do business with a person.
I want a human. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And maybe the newer kids or whatever, like, yeah. I mean, hey, we do things online too. There's certain things that,
we do.
Yeah, but at the same time, when it comes down to like, I need to make a business, decision. I need to make a decision for my business. Whether it's the banking side, whether it's hiring a VA or whatever it is, I got to know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And if I don't know who I'm talking to, then I'm not doing business with you. You think some avatar is going to sell me something, and you're wrong. End of story.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
So I think that's the thing where people think, and people are convinced like, oh, AI can do all my marketing. I can have this little avatar and I can type in this stuff and it'll say what I need to say. It's like, why don't you just get on fucking camera and say it?
Like, I'm like, oh, I have no makeup on and my hair's not done. Oh, well, who cares? That's authentic. Like we were talking about before. That's me. I look like that when I wake up in the morning. Whoops. That's just me,
you
right?
can pull that off a lot better than I can.
I don't know about that. Have you seen this do? This takes time. Awesome.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Because remember, this is a dual interview here. Remember,
dual. I am such a control freak.
You are.
I need to delegate the mic. Here you go.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So your mission is stacking your team with military spouses, which I certainly appreciate.
Yes.
Single moms. I don't know what BIPOC is to be.
It's
I don't know.
Black, Indigenous people of color.
Okay. Thank you for that edification.
You're welcome.
I had no idea what you were talking about. Women aged out of corporate America. So as I am a military guy. Why does this talent pool get slept on so much, and what does everyone miss?
Yeah. I mean, I think, I'm just as my perception is that because I was a military spouse for 10 years, way back in the day.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. We can't do what we do if you don't do it. You handle it.
He's my ex-husband, but that's another, again, different story. But I think people may think that and even me and my Gen Xer brain and all the things, and even having been there, you think, do these usually women still have the drive? Do they still have the abilities and the eagerness and to do what we do? And we're sitting at our desk, in one place for years and doing these things. And what I found is they're very similar to when I work with second act women. They have more so, like I mentioned earlier too, more so drive, and they're just the need to succeed. I have the need for speed, and the need to succeed is still there. And I remember I had to think about it for a minute in my military spouse days. Like I was more just like, what the hell am I going to do? If people actually say more like the way we really recognize and support our military, how about we recognize and support the people behind them, their spouses?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And my company became a partner with the military spouse employment program called MSEP. And we got inducted at the Capitol and all the fun stuff. So that was really cool for us to give back to those military spouses, give back to BIPOC, which is the underserved communities. And if they don't already have that feeling like I just got to show my worth, unfortunately, they want to do it as much. They have the drive, they have the abilities. And then women, obviously, again, women aged out of corporate. We got it. We got you. Single moms. I was a single mom for 10 years. If anybody doesn't need a single mom, they really do, because single moms really are just the ones they're scrappy. They do what they got to do to make ends meet oftentimes, and they may go above and beyond your expectations at all times.
Oh yeah. Especially if you treat them like they're a valued part of the team and things like that. They'll kill for you.
And give them a little time off to help their kids, because that was a real
them
struggle.
Like a human being, understand their situation. Like, hey,
they got to pick up a kid from school. They don't have another spouse. It's just be real. Your expectations have to meet somewhere with what they give you.
That is the real. People ask me all the time, why do I do this, and why did I start doing this? I had thought in my mind, was that, like I said earlier, I want to get the information that I have out to people prior to them making the mistakes. Okay. If I can help you either start a business correctly before you go Cortez on me, let's get a plan. Or like I said, if you're already in business and you're kind of hitting that ceiling and you're tapped out, like, okay, here's where the MCA loans start flooding and you start taking the quick money as opposed to having a plan. Maybe got to do a little bit of paperwork, get a P&L put together or some projections, God forbid. Again, that's what you have a CPA for. I thought that was like the reason why I wanted to say, hey, I want to help people. I want to help business owners prior to making the mistakes. I want to say, hey, I want to get this information out there. So anybody that's in a corporate job you cannot stand, okay, you got something in here you want to do, let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do to develop that plan. That was what I thought my why was, right? No, it wasn't until like literally a couple months ago. I'm up and, like I said, I talk freely, but I do love Jesus, believe it or not. And he loves me just as much as he loves anybody else. For all you people like, oh, you were cursing a little while. So what? Anyway.
It's just a word.
that's between me and him. And it ain't none of your business. Thank God for unmerited favor and mercy. Grace. Thank God. Anyway, so the real why I do what I do is my mom. Because my mom was a single mom. Okay.
Aww, love that tie-in.
And again, she was just trying to, she had to raise 3 kids by herself in a tough neighborhood. Okay. And she's just trying to survive. We're Italian. She's always a great cook. My brother became a freaking executive chef. She taught him how to cook so well. He just took off with that shit.
Very cool.
So we all know how to cook. But so I always said, I was up and I was praying about one more, and it just flooded into my head. It was like, if somebody would give my mom a little bit of encouragement and a little bit of information, because she's always great with numbers. That's where I got it from, the banking thing. And she's always a great cook. So it's like, if somebody gave her a little encouragement and a little information, said, Betty, you can do this. You can start a catering business. Boom, off to the races, right? But he's like, hey, I just got to survive. She wasn't thinking about that crap. She was just like, but there's other single moms out there. Okay. You can do this. Yes. Okay. You have 2 resources right here that can help you. Either you can work with Bonnie or we can help you start that business between the 2 of us.
1,000,000%.
Yeah. So if it's in here and you want to do it, before you go Cortez on me, let's talk about it.
I'm so stealing that. Don't go Cortez on me. So stealing it. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's so cool. Ugh. So I think I'm going to throw this one at you. Well, I'm going to throw it back at you because it's actually your question. Most business owners say they don't want to delegate. Then they white knuckle everything. I'm stealing this one because you like totally said that this may be you. They white knuckle everything anyway. What's the real reason people don't let go? Is it trust, ego, or control? Like, what do you think it is?
Well,
like, what are you experiencing in letting go of some things?
Well, no, the only reason why I'm not letting go of some things is because, like I said, because I need to, have somebody on like full time, like 40 hours, and I'm just not there yet, payroll wise. So that's the only reason. Oh, trust me, I will delegate every damn thing.
You're ready.
You have no idea how prepared I am to delegate every damn thing.
So I'll flip that, and I'll actually answer it for you. Then
well, I do have an answer for it.
But, please go. Yeah,
But it's literally all three of them. I mean, really,
my God, I literally wrote all three.
Yeah, it's literally all three of them. Because a lot of times, like I said, it's the ego which ties into the control, right? It's like, oh, this is my baby. This is I do it this way, and this like hey,
nobody can do it like me.
If you got a kid, again, who's hungry and striving, and they're 25 years old, and they got a more efficient way of getting this thing done, and it matches everything's end result's the same. Like I said, nobody's going to jail. There's no anything illegal going on. There's nothing against, morality here. We're not exploiting anybody doing anything crazy. Let them do it. I mean, that's what you hired them for. Let them do it.
I recently got to work with, I recently got to work for a month and a half with an intern from a local college. And oh my God, I didn't know what I didn't know. Working with a Gen Z, I guess. He's 19. And boy, oh boy, was that a cool experience. And that's the way I like to share with people, to delegate a little creatively. Reach out to local colleges if your budget isn't there. Just telling you.
I'm working on doing that right now.
Nice.
As a matter of fact.
See, you got me.
Yeah. So
our brains are in tandem, I like to say.
I'm not as white knuckle control freak as you think I am. I'm actually not.
I wondered where that question was coming from. Did AI create it? Just kidding.
No, because I run into this like 10,000 million billion times. Like, dude, like you don't have to wear all the hats. When you first start out, you got to wear all the hats. We already know that. You're the CEO and the head janitor.
Yeah.
But literally, and this is another thing. It kind of reiterates, like, okay, and I just tell people all the time, it's startup business, right? They come in and I say, okay, what's your exit strategy? They're like, tell you talking about exit strategy. I'm just getting started. I'm like, no, you got to be thinking about the exit day one.
Yeah.
Because every decision you make from day one to the day you want to exit this thing affects that.
It does.
Okay. So if you're trying to control freak this thing and you're not trying, it's not going to grow, and you think I'm going to sell this thing 10x down the road. Okay. Like I said, if you are the one making all the decisions in the business, as soon as you leave, you might be making X amount of dollars in revenue. The moment you walk out the door, that plummets to nothing.
Yeah. Oof.
Okay. I'm not going to buy your job. I want to buy a business. I'm not going to buy your job. Okay?
Ooh, I like that. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Who thought of that? And if you can't get there to seeing the vision for exiting, that's when I would say delegate your mind to a coach, a business coach, life coach, somebody that can help get you to where you want to be. Shout out to Eric.
We may know a guy. We may know a guy.
Hey, we know a guy.
This Eric Whitmore guy. Who's this guy?
Yeah. Hey, he was on my show. He's probably been on yours a million times. I know you've been on his.
I'm about to say I produce his show, so
you're always
on his show all the time.
Awesome.
No, and the thing is, like I said, you have to understand, and I've run into this 10 million times where everybody's like, they say they want to get a bag at the end, right? They say they want to sell their company for X amount of dollars and all this other stuff. But again, it comes back to I always tell people, you got to have a board of directors, right?
Yeah.
That's your spouse, number one, who needs to be really the chief person in charge. I know my wife is. My wife is too. Your banker, your CPA, and your attorney. Okay.
Important.
Now they need to understand something. They work for you. Because I've had a million times say, my accountant said this, my attorney said this. Like, you know what?
My husband said this.
Tell your accountant to write the fucking check then. Because if you want my money, here's what I want. Okay?
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. So you tell the banker, the CPA, and the attorney, here's the vision. Here's where we're going. Make it work. The banker is going to say, in order, like I said, for me, I know I'm going to buy a commercial building. That is happening. May not happen today. They ain't happening tomorrow. But it's that is my long range plan.
Nice.
Everything I'm doing now is to that end goal of buying a building, having my studio in there, subletting out studios, the whole nine yards. So I'm going to sell this company, and I'm just going to collect the rent checks. That's my exit strategy.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
When it's working every single day, I'm working towards it. So
love it.
That's what I tell it's like, okay, here's the goal. The banker is going to say, in order to do this, we need to make the numbers look like this. Now that means you can't write off your shoelaces. You can't freaking depreciate every damn asset in the damn company.
No, dang it.
You know, you're going to have to write some quarterly checks to the IRS. Sorry about your luck. You know, I would abolish the IRS tomorrow if I could, but you know, I can't. Yeah. So, but these are the facts of life. If you want to do anything in this business, if you ever want to get loaned a nickel from a bank, you got to show you make money. And in order to do that, your CPA is going to say, hey, okay, here's the goal. Here's what I want. CPA is going to say, okay, then we can't write this off. We can't depreciate all this stuff. So we got to make the balance sheet look like this. And the attorney makes sure everybody doesn't go to jail. There you go.
That's the goal. Don't send me to jail. Debtor's prison or whatever they used to call it back in the day.
But if you're not doing that, then you know you don't. Again, you're not going to accomplish what you think you're going to accomplish if you don't have that end goal in mind and start making those. Every decision you make from day one leads to that. Period.
True. Yes.
Period. So. Here we'll go back to the whole white knuckling thing. I say I want to get your take on this because most business owners say they want to delegate, but they're going to be a control freak anyway. So what's the real reason back to you why people don't? And we already kind of said all three.
It is all three.
I want to hear your take on it because you've been there. And,
they're not ready for it. A lot of people aren't ready and they want to get started and they just really aren't ready. And you've touched on this before.
For what?
Getting support and delegating. They're not ready to delegate because they're still mixed up in their brain that nobody can do it better than me. So the real thing that they don't let go with that trust, with that ego, is that control, is time. They're not really ready to give up time to nurture the relationship and bring somebody on board and get them to we've talked about this too before, understand your vision, your voice. It's the same thing as hiring a CPA or whatever. Like, you have to dedicate some time and you have to know that from the beginning, that it's going to take a little time to get to know somebody, get them to understand you. So you have to really work on those communication skills that we mentioned earlier as well. Boy, we're just knocking out, answering my own questions with realness. So yeah, they're not ready when they aren't willing and able to put the work in at the front end to make it work in the exit strategy.
So then what would you say would be the first thing anybody should really hand off?
Aside from things like an accountant,
starter thing, like training wheels of delegation. Give us
Well, I can say, because I asked that question to almost all my podcast guests, what's the first thing you delegated? And there's two things. The number one thing, and you basically said that saying as CPA, is bookkeeping. Most people delegate bookkeeping first. And I'd use the old spreadsheet, and I started that way before I delegated that shit out. And an admin. Now, they call them VAs or whatever you want to call them, fractional EAs. There's different levels of admins. If you just want to dip your toes, get somebody that's an intermediate task taker. You just want these tasks off your plate, take them.
Yes.
If you want a strategist, someone that has experience, you go with a fractional EA, or chief of staff if you want to go that level. Someone that really wants to partner with you and be a little more strategic and a little more understanding and a little bit of return of experience, bring that to the table. Then you get an experienced admin. So my answer is twofold, as bookkeepers and admins.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, me being a former banker, I kind of tend to do the bookkeeping myself. That's kind of
That
it
makes
kind of comes
sense.
naturally to me. It's
Not all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So that's one thing. But I eventually, like I said, I'm going to get as far away from everything as possible. Like I said, because I
Yeah,
need
no
to just be
kidding.
doing this. But I think
That's the
the
goal.
first thing that I got rid of was exactly that, the whole task thing. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I don't need to be answering every single email. I don't need to be, it's like, hey, if somebody wants to be on the show, great. Send them out the forms. And automation.
The automation is a delegation. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Automation.
Delegate
Yeah, I think
to
it's
automate.
definitely key. Yeah,
All the
you got
eights.
to. All right. So here's my other question to you. It says, so since the show is literally called Get Shit Done, what's the most do as I say, not as I do moment that you've had where you're coaching delegation, but your own desk is on fire?
Yeah. So you know how doctors are the worst patients,
Yes.
right? EAs are the worst to delegate admin work.
Really?
Having people in my calendar and in my inbox is a really big wall. I cannot get over it. I have
Really?
such a hard time, but I coach people all the time to let it go. Because when I've seen it in example with clients and my people on my team doing it, I see what comes out on the end. Most of my clients are not former EAs of 30 years.
Right.
Nor are we doctors when we're patients or whatever that I said before.
Right.
So yeah, that for me personally is what I have a hard time letting go. And I haven't yet, in all honesty. Just like you in the books and your banking experience.
Right. I was literally just going to say the same thing. I'm doing the same thing with all the banking shit. Like, I do have a CPA, but I make sure my balance sheet looks good. I got all my, I don't, like I said, I don't just hand him a box of receipts because he would kill me. I don't just hand him a box of receipts.
I got handed lots of boxes of receipts as an EA, just saying.
Yeah.
So if you're ready to go to a bookkeeper and you don't want to collect those receipts, you just want to take a picture, send them to your EA or your VA. They can help coordinate that, so organize. Yeah.
Exactly right. All right. So is it your turn or is it my turn?
I don't know. My questions all kind of meld together. So go ahead. You had a few more. Mine all mean the same thing in a different way, but that's okay. Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah. I think, a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of cross function kind of like in what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the things that we talk about, because it's all relative to running a business.
Running a business, having some visibility and letting go. I think let's merge us together like that. Yeah.
So you've had a ton of guests on your show. So what's the best mic drop line a guest ever dropped on you that actually stole and your own life, how it is now? Like,
what do they live my days? I had a guest on who's not aired yet, but her name is Lane Booth. And she is like a dashboard specialist. And that's like creating dashboards for your analytics. And so she's an operator. And because people don't really look at their numbers a lot. So I quote her and saying, your business can only grow to the level of the system supporting it. And that hit home for me because I'm like, oh God, what systems do I have?
Yeah. Right.
And they're all up here in my head. And it's like, oh yeah, that hit me hard when she said that. I'm like, right. That's so true. Yeah. So true. And that does kind of play into my day to day now. Like, how can I create a system around that? How can I create an SOP or get somebody else to create the SOP for me on my team? That's the beauty of having a team of people that support remotely. Cause man, anytime I don't want to do anything, hey, here's $100. Who wants to do it? Right. It's amazing. They're so awesome like that. There's no scrappy military wives. There's stay-at-home moms.
That's right.
I love it.
Again, that comes back to, if you want to use AI as a tool, like I use Claude to generate an SOP. I told it everything I want to do. Here's the mission. Here's what we do. Here's how I want my employees to function, and I want them, to have and again, I even put in there, I want them to have the autonomy to make decisions and do things. And
it's all about the prompts.
Right. But it has to, as long as we're staying within these lines, we're good.
Yeah. Here's the end goal.
Between the lines, if we go in between the lines,
I always use the word, here's a suggested route you go to get there, but you do it your way, boo. As long as, like you said, we get to the end product, then we're good. Yeah.
We get to the end, nobody's going to jail. There's nobody, like I said, nobody's getting harmed, illegal crap going on, and we're good.
Keep it on the up and up, we're good. As long as you get me
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that's
Yep.
like something that most people that's the control people that don't let go and let somebody else do it if they can't
Now,
easily say what we've just said.
I got to ask you this question because you actually
Sure.
run the business with your husband. See, I don't run I run
So
things
it
by
depends
my
on
wife,
which
but I don't-
business.
Yeah.
Which business you're talking about. Tandem Resource Solutions is my baby.
Okay.
That's my remote support admin ops pros. The podcast is mine, but he does some production for me. So that's my creative cross delegation to my spouse because he's free.
Okay.
No
All right.
budget constraints there. And then another company we just recently launched is now we are co-founders. So in that new company, yes, he is my business partner.
And what new company is that?
It is called Preferred Service Pros. It is a directory listing for B2B service providers to be seen. This is that tying back into the whole visibility thing, to be seen as a vetted pro. And it is branched off of the 100 and some guests I've had on Delegate to Elevate, who are all professional service providers, mostly in the B2B space. It's a way that I just elevated myself up to being so happy and so gracious for the time that they've spent with me on this show that I just want to share more about them and give them more. So that's the level up from the podcast.
Right. No, and that's awesome. Like I said, because if you're going to recommend somebody to me for a service, you know what I mean? I'm going to trust it because I trust you. And that goes back to the whole being human thing. And well, I think we talk about, but if I don't know who you are, Bonnie, then how am I supposed to know I can, I'm going to recommend you go to so-and-so. I don't give a flip what you recommend. Like, I don't know you.
Tell me why. Why.
Yeah.
Who is this person? What's all about
But if Bonnie trusts them, then I trust them. That's
and this is
we
just,
know each other.
you know that they're vetted. So you've got these pros that are in marketing and operations and consulting and coaching, speaking, all the things that B2B might need. And it's going to become this one space that you feel good going to and really going down a virtual shopping list, Bonnie's list. It's not just me. We do have a vetted process and we have everything we check when somebody signs up to be on the list to make sure they hit all these points. And, they may not. Only the preferred. That's our little tagline. Not everyone makes the list, only the preferred.
There you go. Hey, like I said, that's you got to step your game up. You want to make, want to be one of on Bonnie's list there.
Exactly.
But so how do you and Clyde keep it?
Clyde.
Like, yeah.
Scott would have something to say about that. I love that. Scott's no. Oh my God. So he has supported me in tandem whenever I needed help. I was having an entrepreneur moment and I just can't talk to this client. He's so low key and so low stress when it comes to that. So he has helped me with tandem on the side whenever I needed it. In this new, but whenever we were doing that, I made him my CFO because I told you I don't like the numbers, blah, blah. So he did the numbers, the bookkeeping, the CFO level things. And it was a bit of a difficulty for us. I ain't going to lie. And he knows I said this publicly. So sorry, honey. It was a hard thing to navigate because here's your spouse, but also I wanted the respect and I had to stop him sometimes, say, listen and think of me as the CEO right now, not your wife. And yes, I'll listen to your suggestions, but I may not take them because maybe I've done some research and maybe I know my business. Now that was tandem. Now we're going into the new business. He's my tech guy. He's my money guy. He's all the things that I'm not. So I have cross-delegated to a co-founder in this sense. And I'm leaning 50-50 with him. So it's a new place for us. Very, very new. But I know his strengths and he knows mine. And so I think because of our practice with tandem, we have a new level going into the new business. So more to come, to be determined how Clyde will take it going forward. We'll see. Wishing us luck.
Yeah. So so what I'm hearing is, like I said, obviously, you guys know each other very well, obviously, and there's no sexual harassment suits going on in the company here.
Shh, don't tell HR. I'm just kidding.
So, but you're not afraid to draw the line and say, hey.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking the ring off here for a minute.
I haven't done that yet, but
well,
I get
not like that. But you know what I mean? Like, hey,
I haven't taken it off and thrown it at him. I'm the CEO. Damn it.
I'm not your wife right now. I'm the CEO. Like, here's what so I have to commend you on that because, like I said, especially or commend him both. Like, because there's okay, wait, hold on. You got to have a lot of humble in you. because I know, like I said, my wife tells me some stuff, I don't want to hear about it. And my son, she's probably
Bite your
right,
tongue.
though.
Yeah.
She's probably right, though. If I'm smart, that's why
He won't tell me that though, but I hope he's thinking that.
No, like I said, 25 years we've been together, so it's like, hey,
we're on 22. I get it. Yeah, we're about the same space. Can we have any more in common?
I know, right?
Goodness. Jeez. And I love Arizona, by the way. That's where he's at. That's where Chris is at, everybody. I wish I was in Colorado, but
you're in Colorado. There. Yep.
Yeah.
I almost moved to Denver because, like I said, a buddy of mine and I worked at Charles Schwab together, and I was single. I was single at the time. So, I started at single, and then I started dating my wife. Mm-hmm. And we were going to, because his parents still lived in like Aurora, so we'd go up there. We stayed at his parents' house. We go down to Lodo. We go party, do our thing.
You know my town.
I do. We're going to Broncos games. We're going to Avalanche games. We're having a great time. And like I said, I originally grew up right next to New York, but I grew up in Connecticut, right on the New York border. But we had like 4 seasons, and so I was like, oh, this is a lot like Connecticut. I loved it because I like snow. I'm one of those weird people that actually I like snow.
I'm like, give me palm trees.
Yeah.
As you see behind me there, the palm trees.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I got plenty of them right outside. I got 3 of them in my front yard. But no, I was saying, like I said, I was like, hey, I kept telling my wife, I was like, hey, let's move to Denver. Let's move to Denver. Now, she's born and raised in Arizona. She's Mexican. She's a desert rat, right? So she's like, okay, you want to talk about the ultimate sales person? Here's how she sold it. She says, okay. She goes, we can move to Denver. She goes, it snows there. I'm like, yeah, it snows for like 5 minutes and it's gone, right? Whatever, right? Yes. She goes, okay. She goes, we can move to Denver, but she goes, if you ever want to see me in a bikini again, ever, because it's it's like, she goes, then we're gonna stay. I was like, damn it, she got me.
Okay, decision made. Arizona.
I guess we're not moving to Denver. I guess we're staying here.
We digress. Oh my God. Okay. Wow, that's cool though. I love it.
Yeah, so I almost moved to Denver. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
We have that thing in common where it's like, you want palm trees.
You think the grass is greener elsewhere, but you might be good right where you're at.
No, Arizona's awesome. I love it. Come down here anytime.
All right, I might do that.
Absolutely. Okay, so I got to ask you about this whole Gemini symbol thing you got going on there. Okay, it's all over your LinkedIn, things like that. Yeah. So, is that because you have like dual sides? Like, what's going on?
Some may say no. I am a Gemini, my zodiac sign in June. So I'm a Gemini. So that's kind of where it started. And I'm not that I'm like this astrological whatever lady, but
June what?
June 11th. Double the eyes. Isn't that crazy? I just thought about that.
My wife's birthday is literally today.
Oh, happy birthday, wifey. Nice. But it became part of working in tandem, side by side for me.
Okay.
So it was my first business. But then the more I got into the podcast and all the things, it's delegating to elevating. It's words and people and services and providers that really go together, much like us. What a great way to wrap it up, right? No, I'm kidding. Get the hell off my screen. No, just kidding. No, that's great. I mean, that's the thing, that you never know the power of who you meet and who you bring on to support you, because there may be somebody else that they work really well with. In my world, it's you bring on a strategic EA and she gets really busy, get a task taker VA under that EA, and then you've got the awesome twosome.
Okay.
Everything's in twos in my life. I love it.
Everything's in twos. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. I like that.
Deuces. No, they say. Yeah. Deuces. Love it. Gen X Unite.
Hey. All right. What else you got for me?
I got you. I think we've answered every question. I mean, there's probably burning questions that the audience has, but we've jibber jabbered for a long time, longer than my podcast ever has gone, but that's okay because some people might like it. We'll see.
Well, if nothing else, they actually know who the hell we are now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because this is
real, folks.
Authentic as it gets. Because
as much as we overuse that word, but it's so true. It's who we are.
Yeah, like I say, everybody's like, oh, the whole buzzword is like, oh, I'm like, I've been authentic for 54 freaking years.
I got you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll show you authentic. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly.
I'm really good to work with, though, honestly, too, because I care, and that's the true soul of me.
just knowing Bonnie, like I said, if the whole thing about her getting reported to HR, like I said, you got to be a special kind of person. Bonnie's awesome. Period. End of subject. It's just as a human being, as a person. And then, of course, she's like really, really good at what she does because she has done it for 30 years. So
yeah, 40, 50 now. I don't know how old I am.
Whatever, yeah. So, like I said, if you think I'm not even going to think, you are ready, you need to delegate. It's not even a question. You need to delegate in your business. When you're ready for that, call Bonnie.
Thank you.
Set up an appointment. Let her place you with the right people, because not only is she going to place you with the right people, you got to be the right fit too. Don't think in here you're going to walk in here being an asshole.
We got our qualifiers.
Yeah. And then like you're going to just bark orders to people. That ain't going to happen either, because we'll fire your ass as soon as you we will fire you as a client. Get out.
We like nice people. We like good people, happy people. Yeah.
People that, will, like I said, we're the type of people that will bend over backwards for you, but piss us off one time and see what
That's FAFO.
Yeah.
That's my latest.
That's it. Well, I mean, everybody's going to have a bad day every once in a while, things like that. That's no big deal. But at the same time, if you're just going in here trying to be some kind of a freaking tyrant and a dictator, like, sorry about your damn luck.
Your expectations are up there in the roof, like, hey, we're human.
Hit the bricks,
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So, in closing,
yes.
Bonnie, how do they get a hold of you? What's going on?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. TandemResourceSolutions.com for admin and ops support. Delegate to the number 2, ElevatePodcast.com. You can hop over there to YouTube, Spotify, all the things. And then lastly, our brand new PreferredServicePros.com if you want to show off your listings, show off your services, do all the things. Check us out there. Of course, we're on all the socials and you can get there from the websites. What about you, Chris? Where can they find you?
Or if you need a competent, trusted service provider, go to Bonnie's.
Thank you. And you, Chris, where are all the places they can find you as well?
Well, first and foremost, it's Here's the Deal Media Group. Okay. So here's the deal.biz. Okay. That's the website. Like I said, we do podcasting, video marketing, and podcast production. Of course, we're on social media, every platform. Well, not every platform, but all the big platforms.
I know you're over there TikTok dancing.
Yeah. Hey, only when the Knicks were winning, like, go New York,
there you go.
Go New York, go. So awesome. Listen, so here's the deal.biz. YouTube channel is Here's the Deal 827. And you can see all the different videos that we've done and all the different guests that we've had and things like that. Or like I said, just drop me an email at, info@here'sthedeal.biz.
Yeah.
And like I said,
I know we're going to put all that down in the comment section for everybody to see. And they can just read that and hop on over and visit you.
Yep. All right.
Everybody have a great day. Thanks, Chris.
All right. I knew it was going to be awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye now.
See ya. Here in closing up the show, and Here's the Deal, just want to give all honor, glory, and praise to my Lord Jesus Christ, who, saved my soul and gives me the ability to do this show. Without him, I couldn't do anything. Also want to give thanks to my family. My wife, my kids support me doing this and, backing me up. I couldn't do any of this without them also. Got to thank the sponsors, of course. Everybody that, supports the show. And, of course, the fans. The people that subscribe to the show. I wouldn't do any of this without you, because it wouldn't be a show. So just want to say thank you all very much. Continue to, educate and elevate. Get out there, pursue your passions, pursue your dreams.